Hi guys, um, hi girls, guys, and all above. Good morning, good afternoon, and whatever. I have my opinions about mostly animes. I feel like animes do very well when their storyline is basically about history. Because think about it. If you see any anime, you basically watching a history book almost. Because you have Dragon Ball that's basically about Journey of the West, which is doing the Monkey King, and Monkey D. Luffy is basically about different types of gods and legends. It's somewhat about Journey of the West, but not fully. And you have Naruto, which is about historical legends about Nine-Tailed Fox, which is about creatures of the underworld, of the undead, basically. About creatures that was called demons or mythic legends. And you have stuff like Bleach, which is basically about how to save people about from these mythic legends and such stuff. You have a lot of animes sometimes that can ruin their own story if you watch the intro, because the intro can ruin the story by basically telling you what's going to happen in the whole entire story. It can ruin the story. Any TV show, any anime can ruin their whole entire story in one go by actually basically giving you an intro. It gives you an intro of what's gonna happen next episode. Da da da, and you basically be like, what happened? And sometimes the story can actually go downhill because they want to create a theme song. And sometimes when they try to quote unquote make the story better, they don't, because sometimes they have too much editing problems, or they have misinformation about the story. And sometimes that can ruin the story as well as ruin the plot if they give too much away from the intro as well as from other people. There's no reason to give away the story plot in the intro. Sometimes you can give away what's going to happen next season by just doing the intro for last season. And the outro sometimes give it away as well. Sometimes the intro and outro can give it away too much. I'm not saying you shouldn't have an intro or outro. I'm saying sometimes they actually suck to give it away. I don't even like intros or outros. I'd be like, skip. Just give me the story. Skip the intro, skip the outro. Give me the story. Because that's all I'm here for. I don't want to research this. I want to watch it, not research. You do have people who want to research, but literally, I'm not one of them. I might be into the show, but like, I'm not interested in like the story plot or the lovey-dovey type things. Because sometimes, for me, that could just basically ruin the whole type thing of like, oh yeah, it's actually supposed to be romantic. Look, that's like having a nightmare in a nightmare. For me, I don't really like that type of stuff. It feels too rushed when the story basically, when you do the intro, it shouldn't feel rushed. When you do an outro, it shouldn't feel rushed. When you're doing both, it shouldn't feel rushed to do one or the other. And it should engage the audience as well as keep the audience eyes of what they're going to do next. How they're going to do it. And you shouldn't be like, oh yeah, I can just basically go to the, watch the intro and basically rewatch the intro and know what's going to happen next. Because sometimes that can ruin the show's plot. By saying, oh, let's just watch the intro and then afterwards we can find out what happened next in next episodes. We can find out what's going to happen, like, next in the previous episode. That's just ruined the whole story, and that's just ruined the whole, like, theme of the story. I can go on the tirade for long enough about Disney is going to be doing better like next year, because most of the TV shows that you like didn't like as a kid, you're more likely to watch nowadays as an adult. I mean, sometimes I understand why you said, oh, I will buy all of this. Like, I will buy all of the Kool-Aid as a kid, and then don't do it nowadays. Because it's unhealthy, and it's, like, can endanger your life. And you would get too sick and tired of it afterwards. So you more likely would throw it back up. Anyways, even if you, I will take all the Kool-Aid packets. No adult would do that nowadays. You do have those that still do that, but basically make sure that they don't drink it all up. And how to make money, I see, is basically try to find a job, a good education, do YouTube as not your full-time job, but like a side job. And then if you get like 100 some K subscribers, like 105K subscribers, then do it as your almost full-time job, but still keep your side job just in case. And never let your kid do it as a full-time career, unless they're a child, because then afterwards, Then afterwards, when they can get off of school, they can just be on YouTube, do YouTube things, and make sure they actually being safe on YouTube by watching them. Because there are some dangerous people on YouTube. Some controversial YouTubers, some controversies. In my head, I thought about how long is the dictionary. Literally, I would think about that like yesterday or the day before yesterday. Like, how long would the dictionary be nowadays? Because you have like the dictionary is basically like bigger than a house. It should be bigger than a brick house. It should be bigger than almost a mansion. Like, literally, if you think about it, like, in the future, it should be, like, so big, it should be bigger than a planet. It shouldn't even be a book. It should just be on the internet, sitting there, collecting up dust. Because nobody want to go to the pages of the internet, looking of the dictionary. You do have some people, but it will be very, 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 very tedious. And you do have new nouns and verbs, but literally, it's getting too tiring to get with the lingo and like all that other stuff. I feel like having a bunker. If you like a millionaire, I will say like all millionaires should have like a bunker or something to keep their people safe. Even if you like one of those like millionaires who like to go across the world, you should have like a bunker in a few places. Even if you're a billionaire, that's facts. You should have like a house in like every state, country, and all that. Like a bunker in every state and country. Because you should be worrying about not just yourself, but your family, just in case. And you should just have like a just in case will. Like a video recording of a will, and you signing papers and documents. Because sometimes your life can be in more danger if you show your face and you like a big YouTuber or a big multi-million industry block or whatever they call it. If you own a whole company, yeah, your life can be very dangerous and very conflicting with other people's lives. Yeah, I just had to pause y'all for a second. You can be a multi-millionaire industry mogul and still not have a bunker and still be more likely a danger. Because danger is everywhere in life. Danger can be on the street. Danger can be the person that you actually know. Like, you can have your best friend be your best friend at one point in time and still be the most dangerous person right next to you. Your wife or your husband can be the most dangerous person right next to you. Your girlfriend can be the most dangerous person right next to you. Your whole entire family could be the dangerous person right next to you. It don't matter if they're family or friends or cousins. It can be the most dangerous people that you know. Any person can be that person. You have some family members who are willing to betray their own family members to have what they have, to live in their rooms, free of rent. It's not always fair to say, yeah, your family can be your enemy. Yeah, it's not fair for me to say that, but literally, I can say that because I can. It's because I understand, like, life ain't fair. Life will never be fair. The most happiest of times can be the most saddest of times in your life. Everybody knows it, but everybody don't want to be like, yeah, that's true. Because they knows it's true, but they don't want to believe it's true. They knows it's true, but they don't want to believe it's true. The most happiest of times could be the most saddest of times. Because really, you could one day be like, I don't want this to happen, but it happens. I want, like, really. Like, give me the most delicious food, and it would make your eyes water for no reason. There's no such thing as the best food in the whole entire world. There's a thing as your favorite food, but not the best food in the whole entire favorite world. Because that's up to people, their opinion. Sometimes opinions can be like, you might as well watch some old Disney Channel TV show because you might as well like it. Have like the show It's true. Most TV shows you wouldn't have liked until nowadays. Like you have some Disney Channel TV shows that are becoming more popular after they ended. You got some Disney Channel TV shows that basically wasn't even popular when they came out. And then people's like, yeah, let me watch it nowadays. I remember this. This is so funny. I do remember that. And like sometimes my memory basically comes in a blur or not. It basically be like in there and then out there when it want to like fully know stuff for facts instead of opinions. That's how my memory would be. It would be like it just be like, yeah, I don't want to work correctly. Oh no, I want to work correctly. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about anime, but literally, I feel like there's only like few things that can kill demons in Black Clover. Yeah, I'm like binge watching Black Clover. I'm trying to binge watch like one of the hardest series to binge watch. I'm not talking about Black Clover. Black Clover is not that hard to binge watch for me. But what is one of the hardest series to binge watch for me? I did get close to fully binge watching it, but I just had to reset because like I couldn't find where I was at, so really, and I didn't remember the whole episode I was at. So it will be One Piece. One Piece is the hardest series for me to binge watch. Because I'm like on episode 5 and like I'm still on like season 1, episode 5. But I was like in season like 4. Season 4, I can't remember what episode I was on. And literally, it was really hard for me to actually binge watch Black Clover. I didn't mean Black Clover, I meant One Piece. One Piece is the most hardest for me to watch. But Black Clover is much more easier to watch for me. I don't know why, it's just so weird. Both of them are very good, like, animes. But I hate what they doing with, Solo Leveling. Because literally, I was trying to watch that, and the whole anime is not out in English. Because you do have companies that be like, oh, we have it out in English. When in actuality, they don't have the rights and they don't have the rights to that anime. And then they want to be like, oh, let's post this out. Let's post this out. Let's post this out. And we don't even have the rights to the anime. Or we're not supposed to post it out because it's like illegal. And they don't pay the person that they posting out from. So yeah, do you have some anime companies that be like, I'm posting stuff out? Do you have some of the commercial ones who doing the exact thing? Like I was Yeah, I'm just changing between games. I don't want to play the same games. I just want to be different. In Black Clover, there's only like a few things that can kill demons. There's dark magic itself, light magic, as well as time magic, and anti-magic. Oh yeah, and you do have spirit magic, which can also kill demons. Yeah, but spell magic would have to be leveled up by the person himself who's using it. It won't be that easy to level up spell magic and all that stuff. How magic works in Black Clover is you gotta let your um, book, let your book absorb knowledge from you, like knowledge of how you fight with the book, and knowledge of how it gotta absorb your magic, because your magic holds somewhat your souls and memories. That's why those. I'm gonna spoil it. I'm gonna spoil a little bit of it. If you haven't watched fully Black Clover, I'm gonna spoil. But spoiler alert. That's how the enemy souls got entrapped in those people's bodies. Because that's why the bodies look the way they did. Because the souls was somewhat connected with the magic, as well as the magic was connected to the souls. And by those people absorbing the enemies of Black Clover's souls, they was creating future generations to look like them. And that's what we call the Elven Arc of Black Clover, and I'm about to be on the Demon Arc of Black Clover. But in the Elven Arc, the elves basically, Black Clover is basically full of history as well as full of. Have you ever watched Alice in the Looking Glass or Alice in the Wonderland? Black Clover is somewhat based upon that. Like, it was based upon the decks of cards from Alice in the Wonderland. Like, you have Clover Kingdom, Diamond Kingdom, Spade Kingdom. I finally remember it. It was Spade Kingdom. You have Clover Kingdom, Spade Kingdom, and Diamond Kingdom, and the Heart Kingdom. And each of them are based around Alice in Wonderland. Think about it. They are based around the Queen of Hearts and Alice in Wonderland. The story and the mythological story of Alice in Wonderland. And Black Clover is not just based around Alice in Wonderland, but it's based around other stories. Like, you have Atlantis. You have some of the main characters. You have, who's based around the boy wonder, known as, I can't remember his name. He's Captain Hook's enemy. Okay, I'm gonna be over with this in a few. But Captain Hook's enemy, and you have Tinkerbell. You have other characters that I don't really remember fully. But it's based around Disney story characters somewhat, as well as other characters. So I'll talk to y'all later. See ya. Goodbye and bye bye.